we go. The reason for the delayed start, ladies and gentlemen, is I was having a fist fight with Dennis Wise. Sorting this out once and for all. How you doing, Dennis? You all right?
I'm very well, thank you.
What a lovely surprise!
It's lovely to see you as well, mate.
Because you were with Danny Kelly on Talk Sport.
Danny Kelly, yeah, doing Talk Sport, mate.
Here's the thing, though, right? I came in, and a few people went, Ian, should probably let you know, Dennis is in the building. And I went, where is he? They said, what, you're going to go and talk to him now? I said, yeah, I'll go and say hello to him. Of course I will.
Funny.
But isn't it funny?
Yeah.
People go...
Perception.
Well, it is. People think, well, it's all going to kick off. Maybe you want to... If you go there, he won't see you. I was like, well, go and say hello to him.
Can we get some strawberries in here, please?
Oh,
so we can just share them.
Every bloody TV show I go on, they said, no, we've had this idea. We're going to get some strawberries. And I go, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. But you're all right, mate.
I'm all right. How are you doing?
I'm very well, yeah. Been busy.
I know you've been busy
as well,
Well, you've been busy.
Yeah.
Because you've been on Sky.
Yeah.
You've been all over the shop
Done
doing
the
bits and
debate.
pieces.
I've done the Sky News. I do now. They want me to do some stuff at TalkSport, which is nice. And
That's good.
been watching you in the mornings, GMB.
God, blimey, it's an early start, though.
Yeah, it is, mate, isn't it?
Especially when I'm doing this. I finish this at 1.
Yeah.
Then I go off to a hotel, sleep for 2 hours, and I go.
Are you going back on it? Are you doing?
I've got a few more. I've got a few more. I'm like they're sort of stand-in guy for showbiz. So it's brilliant. I love it.
And what else?
Loose women. Been doing loose women a bit. It's brilliant. Do you know what? It's the weirdest thing. I tell you the thing, and you probably got this anyway because of you being a footballer, but the weirdest thing for me is kids recognise me now.
Yeah.
Like 10, 11, 12-year-old kids will stop in the street and go, flip.
I went to my daughter's netball competition and all the girls wanted all the netball team girls wanted a photo and it was quite bizarre, mate.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
How are your kids doing? You all right?
They're doing very well, mate.
Yeah.
About yours?
Yeah, they're good.
Boys
They're
all
good.
right,
They loved it. I mean, my boys loved it. You know,
you still got to take them. You know that.
No, and it's happening. This is happening. Here's the thing, right? Dennis knows that I don't like football, despite him asking me 5 times who my team was. You couldn't understand that I didn't have a team. I don't like the game. But when I left the jungle, I went to New Zealand to see my niece and nephew, and I was shown. My nephew Dylan went, Ian, come have a look at this. I thought it was like a 45-minute YouTube video, the best of Dennis Wise.
I love it.
I had to sit there.
You spent 3 weeks with that fella.
I know,
Jesus.
Blimey.
How's Jo? She all right?
She's good.
Yeah,
she's good. They've come back to England now. They've moved back. But it turns out you weren't bad as a footballer.
I was all right, mate.
Some of
honestly,
them were pretty sneaky goals.
It was okay, mate.
My boys are now, and I don't know where they don't get it from me, but they are now into football.
I love it.
And
perfect.
The eldest, I think the eldest supports Chelsea.
Love it.
And I think the youngest
choice.
Supports Manchester United.
Bad choice.
In that way that kids
bad
do.
choice.
But they're going, well, they're telling me where they are in the league and all, and I'm going, what? How is this? So it's going to happen. They're so excited about the thought of coming to
and Jo, I said
Chelsea
to Jo
game.
as well.
Brilliant.
Yeah, when she comes or whatever, sort it out and we'll get something going.
It was a weird old experience, wasn't it, the jungle?
Well, do you know what, right? It's coming out of there and it's really funny. I think, and I spoke to Jamie and Jamie said to me, do you know what, I miss it. And he missed it, you know. It was a really bizarre going in there and actually being in an environment where we haven't got no phones, we haven't got anything, didn't know what to do. A bit boring, wasn't it, at times?
Oh, God, mate, it was so dull for a lot of it.
And trying to entertain yourself and sleeping, not knowing what the time. There was so many bizarre things. What was the third thing you ate? I had about 6 crunchies.
I had, do you know what? I didn't eat all that day we came out, because I came out on the Monday, but then about 2 o'clock that night, I ordered pizza and big bowl of ice cream.
Yeah.
Big bowl of ice cream and a chocolate brownie was the thing. Nice. And that weight, I lost 1.5 stone. Yeah. That went back on so quickly, man. So quickly. But you're right. It's funny, James. I miss it. I miss that
environment, yeah. Yeah, it's nice, wasn't it?
You were in a bubble.
Yeah, it was bizarre when I came out because, you know what, it was just bizarre. Like, I came out, I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole thing, but glad to get out. But then I think back and I think, do you know what? I'd love to be in there again doing it. Yeah. Not that I want to go in there. I don't want to go back in there, but I'd love to be in the game because there's certain things I'd like to have done that I know I can't never do. Yeah. And it was like, I loved it. Honestly, I really loved it.
Best bit and worst bit for you?
The worst bit, it was the eating because I had a bit of OCD, so I was a little bit the food, and I never ate, and I lost so much weight. Yeah.
You didn't eat a lot because you had trouble with the beans.
Well, Amir kept sticking the spoon when he's cooking. What drove me nuts, and I said to him, "What are you doing, Amir?" And he stuck the spoon in the food, tasted it, and put the spoon back in. He killed me. I can't eat that now. So it's kind of those silly little things that happen because I'd watch, and I didn't realise that Vanessa, Toff, and Becky kept watching me and they kept laughing, and after they told me, we found you quite funny because we was watching you when the food was happening. You walked away, come back, walked away, and it was just that kind of I struggled with. The best part of it was I think being there and not having anything, and just the whole experience of it. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to explain. I couldn't pick one bit out, but the whole thing, just being involved in it, knowing what it was like outside, watching it every year, and then actually knowing, because everyone thinks there's a game, but it's not. It's actually, you don't get any food. You don't get anything, and people say to me, well, the hotel's down the road.
I've had that.
Don't be stupid.
They came in and gave you beers and pizzas and stuff, though, didn't they?
No chance. We only had that when we won the scenario, when we got to I think it was the Fright Club, and then we what did we do? We won a challenge, didn't we? We won something, and then we sat and had
went to the pub a couple of times. The karaoke. Oh, that was, you had to sit in the taxi.
That was it. Sit in the taxi.
Sit in the taxi.
And get it correct. That was it, yeah. So we had that, and that was brilliant. And it was nice to have a little sing-song and a beer, and a chill out.
Suspicious Minds.
Elvis, but they picked the wrong one for me because they you have to put a list down, and I put a Suspicious Mind wasn't on my list. It was one for the money, two for the show, three to get ready. Go. That was what I had on there, and they chose that one. I thought,
stitched you up, mate.
God, done me up on that one.
Have you watched it? Because I've not
watched any of it.
I've watched.
Tell it.
Go on.
I watched only the Ant and Deck things, them taking the mickey out of me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you watched
that's the only ones. Yeah. No, I watched it on YouTube. That's the only thing. I've never watched it. Did they send you the
DVDs?
Yeah, I just got them the other week. Yeah.
I've watched most of my trials. Didn't watch the swimming one, and I've not watched the one I did with Jenny towards the end, which I don't know why I've not watched it. I've watched most of the trials, but that's it.
You didn't watch any of BT, any going through? I've not watched any of it. I went on to YouTube and I watched, because everyone was telling me about, when I walked out of there, I couldn't work it out on the little man syndrome thing or whatever that came out.
Funny.
Yeah, when I went out and everyone was saying, you're a very little man, and when you pick your phone up, all of a sudden you're looking at it and you think, what's all that about?
Yeah.
And then I played it. They played it in front of me, so then I watched it, and then I went, and I found it funny. Yeah. So then I decided to watch just all them clips. They're on one thing. And I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Absolutely hilarious.
It's funny because obviously people will come out and they will do jokes, like they'll do the little man. For ages I didn't know what the little man thing was.
No,
people were doing it, I just go, oh yeah, that's good. And then, I gathered that there are all these gags and jokes going on. And the thing that for me was, the weird thing was the tiny things they picked up on, like Amir mishearing Temple of Gloom as Temple of Glue. And in the camp, that was a 30-second thing. Did you hear Amir? He said Temple of Glue, you idiot.
Yeah.
But then that became a big thing on the outside, and they just picked up those tiny little things.
And it's really funny how they edit it, because you can see how they edit it in a certain way. And when you kind of you see it through the kind of the papers. You think, what's that about?
Oh, God.
What are they talking about? And you can't quite understand. You think, what have they done then? And they've obviously somehow edited it in a way, because I actually thought we had quite a nice group.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think you and me had two arguments.
Yeah.
Which ain't bad, considering, it's a camp full of hungry people who all smell of shit, basically. We stank.
You let us say that word in here.
No, we can. You can't say it over there. Right. But we, two arguments ain't bad. No. And when I came out, you got driven back and you're filmed in the car, and I'd literally just come out and they give you all these newspaper clippings, bullied, tragic comic, and then they show you these clips and they're going, right, what do you think about that? And I said, well, I probably said stuff behind there, but I've got no real feelings.
Yeah, no. And the thing about it, I think most of the things that was, most of the stuff was said to you anyway. Yeah. Most of it anyway.
There was a couple of bits. There was Amir was
I think it was
stirring
Amir
the pot a bit.
Got upset with by the looks of it. But I remember when we sat there, and it was really funny because when they edited one thing or something, someone said to me about, because when I came out, they said to me about airtime. I remember sitting there in the morning saying to you, about Jamie needed airtime, and Toff needed airtime, and Jenny needed airtime, and you needed airtime, and it was good for all of you guys, and I think it's time for us to move on and go now. Do you know what I mean? Because it was important. I kind of got the whole thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was like,
do
you remember that when we sat down?
I remember that. Yeah.
So and do you know what? They don't play none of that. They don't talk about none of that. And it's like they tried to clip it as if I was just kind of at you, and you think to yourself, "Oh, hold on, I said about the
But you did also
lot.
say you were going to do that, then disappear back into your property stuff.
Yeah,
I can't. You're on all the bloody time now, Dennis.
No. I want to do football things.
Yeah,
that was it. It's kind of, I've been asked to do other things that are really out of my remit, and that wasn't for me, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? There's certain stuff that is not. There was a couple of shows that I asked. I don't want to do that. I'll stick to football, which I actually know. And I came out, and so many things came. It's really amazing. I'm sure you had loads.
Yeah. Of course.
G&B and all that. I was seeing you all over the place, which was great. And it's things that came out, and you kind of think, I don't know, shall I, shan't I? And actually, the football side of it, I've always enjoyed. I just decided to step away from it a long, long time because you want to see your kids grow up and do what you got to do. But then I done it. And it's kind of carried on. Then I seem to have quite a lot of people asking me to come and do the football, come and do this, come and talk sport is another one like this.
Sometimes you just got to remind people that you're there. That's, and something like I'm a Celebrity, people go, oh, look, I'm Dennis Wise, and he can talk, he can string a set, we'll get him in, But it's nice, and it's the same for me. People go, oh, I remember him, he can talk, let's get him in and do a little bit.
And I bet, like you say, people... they see you in now, and they hear you, but now they know what you look like. By seeing you on there, and obviously you stand out because of the size and the
tall fella.
Tell me about it. So I bet that was quite weird.
It is weird.
What I mean?
I've not been recognised in the street for ages, and now it's wearing off now. But now all the time.
No, I don't think it will, mate. You have to remember, 12 million people watched it at night.
It will do when the next bunch of saps go in there.
That'll be next year, mate. You'll be back next year, don't worry. You'll be sitting on the Camp TV, mate. Was it Camp TV? Yeah.
It's so nice to see you, man.
You too, mate. I love you and leave you.
The football match is going to happen. We're definitely going to come. You know what's going on, and once that's sorted, we'll get you.
And your sister Jo, please. It's lovely to see you, Jo.
Give me a hug,
please. If you can, let me catch up with Jo.
Yeah, definitely, brother.
Do that, man.
I will do. See you later on.
Take it easy.
Thank you, Dennis. Ta-ta. There you go. You see.
Join me, Iain Lee, for interesting conversations you don't usually hear on the radio.
Week Monday, I get shoes. Dolly Parton, I listen to a record all day long.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on talkRADIO.
That was the most profoundly upsetting call I've ever heard in my life.